When you hear of Guillermo Del Toro, okay, me personally, the first film that comes in mind is Hellboy because I enjoyed it. And as much as the last one didn't quite do it for me, it was fun to watch because I get to see a monster with horns, with a long red tail, with so many friends who are inhuman, playing out all these roles, saving people, saving civilizations, and all that. It's fun. It's fun for me to watch a Guillermo del Toro film because it's fun, you know. And then it's paranormal. It's always full of monsters and the craziest things you can imagine, and I love that. I watched Pan's Labyrinth. It was phenomenal. I mean, it comes his films come with so many secrets, and then he has specialized in a particular niche where when he touches on, he actually delivers, and he delivers is the best. I watched The Shape of Water, which is actually an amazing film. The Shape of Water, where you are trying to mix emotions between humans and non-humans, like that is something that is not supposed to happen, but then he found a way to merge it. Like all his movies are actually phenomenal. They are not the normal type of things you would want to see, but then you get to see them and then you end up enjoying them. In his Cabinets of Curiosities, where it was like a compilation of different horror films packed it into one series out on Netflix, was so amazing. So when I heard was actually going to release a Pinocchio film. It was great as well. I mean, I enjoyed that as well because it's Guillermo del Toro. Who wouldn't love to watch it? And then last year, he came out with his own Frankenstein. I mean, before I even get into the movie, I have to say this. It is the best Frankenstein film I have seen. Not comparing it to what I have not seen based on what I've seen. I've seen like three, including these three movies with the title Frankenstein in there. The first one was a 2014 film, I Frankenstein, which is actually no way connected to the original Frankenstein story that we've known for ages about a doctor bringing out creating a monster and all that. It's actually a demon hunter by name Adam, and then he does all these things with the demon. That is how the way. Then the very time I saw a Frankenstein movie that actually depicted the story of Frankenstein the most was actually when I saw James McAvoy and Daniel Radcliffe in Victor Frankenstein, where he actually creates the monster Frankenstein in the first place. And that was actually great. It was a good movie at the time because I had not seen anything close to that depiction of Frankenstein for me personally. So I enjoyed it while it lasted. And then Guillermo del Toro comes in with the Frankenstein movie, and it's so good. Better than the one I've seen before. It stars Jacob Elordi, Mia Goth, Oscar Isaac. It's great. So this actually takes us back, okay, to the whole creation of Frankenstein. Okay, we're actually able to see how Victor Frankenstein grew and what led him to discover that sort of passion for science and medicine, and what fueled him to actually create the monster that we all know in the Frankenstein story. Now, it starts where Victor Frankenstein is wounded. He makes his way onto a ship, and then he's actually given shelter. The man on the ship actually attends to him. He's recovering, healing. He wakes up. He doesn't quite remember where he is or how he got there. And he's being asked, what happened to you? Where'd you come from? Why are you here? Why are you like this? Now he comes to recount the entire story of what happened. And then the whole show starts. It's great. Like Oscar Isaac actually has played Victor Frankenstein for me in a way that was better than what James McAvoy did. And then Jacob Elordi's depiction of the monster. You know what's so much beautiful about it was how he first learned life in the very first place. Because in the Victor Frankenstein film played by James McAvoy, was like once the monster was created, he was like a monster all of a sudden. Started tearing things down, destroying things, and then he was actually eventually like taken out. But then this actually makes us see the story in the monster's eye, okay? How he first is he first learns to take his first steps, um, how he was actually able to associate with the whole human world. And I kind of feel like when you're watching these movies and then certain things happen, you kind of feel like, nah, this isn't the reality of things, because Mia got playing um um the the wife of Victor later turns out to be in love with the monster. Like, you see a monster for the first time, you know that this thing isn't fully human, but then you kind of develop some form of affection, and then it's so wild, like, to see that. And then that brings me to the Bride film, which is also out there, that looks more into the aspects of the monster and then the bride, their relationship and all that. That isn't much, very much explored in the Frankenstein movie by Guillermo Del Toro. But then it's actually another cool movie that you could check out as well, to see what I'm really talking about in relation to the relationship between the monster and her, when you look at it from that particular aspect. Now we see through the eyes of the monster how he saw humans, how he got attached to humans, and how he kind of felt betrayed, which he actually was. I mean, betrayed in a way, which shouldn't have happened. But then that was how it turned out to be. And then him trying to take revenge on his creator, Victor. He tries to hunt him down. So the majority of the story was actually hanging on the part where the monster was trying to get back at Victor, because I have come into life. You have given me life I didn't ask for. And when things are actually starting to turn around for me, because the whole end game here, okay, the end goal of Victor was actually to create a human, okay, out of lifelessness. And even able to do that, you are trying to put in like the IQ so that he's going to be a super intelligent person, whatsoever. But then you should also bear in mind that the human being is a very complex being, okay? And there are so many complexities in there. So if the being you've created starts getting emotionally attached to certain people, he becomes aware of emotions and all that. I mean, come on, what were you expecting? You want him to be a human, and he's actually doing that to be a human. So he's not at fault. And then you actually decide to tear everything down. And then in his mind, he thought, oh, I've destroyed the monster, but turns out the monster wasn't destroyed. He's actually able to escape, and he's actually able to explore life through his own way. Okay. He actually found a way to explore life in a way that was actually phenomenal. He met quite a few people who were very kind to him, helped them, and these people were actually killed. They were met with some unfortunate circumstances which broke his heart the more, and all these he was blaming on Victor. So he decides to hunt Victor down, and then he actually gets his hand on Victor. It was gruesome. Like, that is what Guillermo del Toro does. He actually gives you the best out of the story that is there for you to actually, appreciate it the more. And then the whole ending whereby he actually forgives him, and then he appreciates that there is nothing he can do about it, because the life that he has given to me, it can't be taken away as well. So he's like, should I say, a hopeless living thing. I mean, you want all this to end, but then it can't end. You are living a life you never wished for, and the people you've gotten attached to are no more because they are no longer there, and then you have to live this life. So, whenever. So yeah, Guillermo del Toro delivered once again on this Frankenstein film, and I think you should check it out as well.